Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. Today we'll be taking a look at the Roots and Wings Oracle deck. So this is by Cat Rials. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. So it comes in this pouch. I think there are other options. You can get it in a tuck box, or I think there's even a tin version, but I got this one and I got seconds. Later on I'll show you what that means. So here are some extra cards in the deck. Here you go. So those are the extras. You have a garden spread and how to a little note on how to use the deck, and you also have this fold out for the additional meanings of the cards. Okay, so let's put that to the side. And like I said, I got seconds of this deck, meaning that the deck is slightly imperfect. So I'm not sure if you can see, but basically the card isn't cut that evenly, at least for just a few cards. Seconds basically mean that they are imperfect. There are some slight imperfections. It can be different. Some have corners that are cut a little bit wonky. But it is offered usually at a big discount or at a discount, and I usually get that option whenever I buy, especially when it comes to indie decks, because indie decks can be quite pricey, and for somebody who also lives in the Philippines, where our currency is not that strong, a little bit of a discount helps when I try to buy decks. Now I can cut these, or I can just leave them in. It doesn't really bother me that much. I don't mind having slightly imperfect decks as long as they're usable, as long as I can shuffle them. I like to think that I'm actually giving the decks a good home, because some people might not like that kind of imperfection, but I do. I don't mind it. I appreciate it. So, taking a look at the cards, the cardstock is a rose petal finish. It's not exactly my favorite coating on a card, but it feels like it will shuffle really, really well. It is matte, so the art, I like how the colors pop. And these are the backs, which are also reversible. Okay, so it's quite a chunky. It has a lot of cards. I think there are 60 cards in this particular deck. Oh no, it's actually more. There are 63 cards on this deck, and it's a pretty good number for an Oracle deck, because usually we just have 40 or 45. Okay, so let me just zoom in and we will take a closer look at the cards. For the card size, it's smaller than a tarot. Hold on, let me get a tarot card. Okay, so the size of the card is smaller than a standard tarot size. So this is the Lunasol Tarot. So it's a good size. It's a good size for someone like me with smaller hands. Okay, so let's zoom in and take a closer look at the card. Okay. So the art in this deck is pretty much nature-based, which is why I have this leaf, moss agate leaf, beside it. And there is a keyword at the bottom. So you can choose to just go off the keyword. It's quite expansive. Or you can also choose the accompanying guidebook, or I guess it's not a guidebook, fold out. Now again, just a slight criticism from my side. I find it a little bit hard to read the font. Maybe it's just me, but I have vision problems. I've mentioned it in several of my other videos. So sometimes fonts can be difficult for me to read. Oh, and if you'll notice, there's also some cards that are quite reminiscent of tarot cards. And I think I saw in a review from a different tarot tuber that basically this deck can also stand for a tarot. This one reminds me of the Tower. You also have Strength. This is the Star. So you can also use the meanings of the tarot cards in your readings. So this is the reason why I don't like rose petal finish. It kind of sticks together. Later on during the shuffle, I'll show you what I mean. But I think you can also get this in a matte cardstock. Passage. As always, feel free to slow down, speed up, or pause if you want to take a closer look at the cards. The art is amazing. I don't know if it's watercolor. I have zero knowledge about art and its mediums. I do know it's sticking. It feels like there's another card, but yeah. Again, I don't know if it's watercolor, but I really appreciate the art here. And the human figures are mostly silhouettes. Oh. I have to research on this image because it's not an image I'm particularly drawn to. I have another deck called the Naked Heart Tarot that has the same symbology used, and I'm also not drawn to that card, but I guess it would depict like an all-seeing eye for wisdom and knowledge. I guess I'm just not too drawn to eyes. Maybe it's because I have bad eyesight. I don't know if there's any connection to that. But even for crystals and bracelets, I don't like evil eye charms. They are good for protection, but I'm not drawn to them personally. Now, the borders here don't bother me, but I just kind of wish they were smaller because the art is it's rich that I wish it took up more real estate on the card. This is nice. But I do like the borders here because they're not, they feel like they frame the art more. Death, another tarot card. It's not focusing. There are some powerful keywords in this deck too. And abundance. So I zoomed out so we can see how this shuffles. The cardstock I feel would shuffle really well, riffle shuffle really well. But for the side shuffle, I think it would be clumpy and would stick. So why am I shuffling this way? So as mentioned, it does shuffle really well. Riffle shuffling. It does riffle shuffle really well. It bridges really well. There's a really good mix But see, you have to exert some effort to do that because it kind of sticks. And here, oops, I'm doing it. So see that it sticks and clumps because of the rose petal finish. It doesn't feel sticky, but I think that's just the nature of the card. Okay, and let's just choose a card to read. Okay, I have two here, so we'll just choose the top one. And apparently I'm shuffling upside down. No, I dropped it. Okay, so it says here potential, so it's like a seed. Let's zoom in and let's see what it says on the fold out. So just to show you here, it is arranged in alphabetical order. So potential, here, potential, the seed, something new, not mature yet, but with time and nurturing, it will grow into itself. So that's so it's not a full guidebook, but with a keyword. And I think that it's actually better for some people without a guidebook because they prefer to just jump off of the keyword. And I think the keywords here are also really nice. So it, again, it's a matter of preference if you like more detailed guidebooks or if you just want to use the keyword. And for me, for Oracle decks in particular, I do like guidebooks, but a good keyword in an Oracle deck is preferred. Because I can't really say that it's a must because I think I have like one or two Oracle decks that don't have keywords that I still have. But yeah, it's one of the reasons why I rehome some Oracle decks if they don't have a keyword that I can jump off from to get the meaning. Okay, so anyway, this has been the Roots and Wings Oracle deck. If you like this video, please click on the like button and please consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I post tarot related content at least once a week, and I will see you again next time. Bye!